Okay, so as a person that watched the Akame ga Kill anime, I definitely gotta say, when events like what happened at the end of this chapter with mine occur, it kind of makes me not feel the same impact had I felt not watching the actual anime, because the anime at this point, you can safely say, spoiled who's gonna die. Like, we can safely assume certain characters. In the case you ain't watched the anime, I'm not gonna be a dick and I'm not gonna tell you whatever, but with Mine's death in this chapter, she died in the anime, so I'm thinking, okay, so this is gonna, this person's gonna pass, this person's gonna pass, and it really, really sucks, to be honest with you. It really does, because the manga is probably gonna do all those events better, but the suspense is not gonna be there, because I honestly 100% felt that Mine's death in the manga was done, or death anyway, done better than the anime. The anime, no, compared to this one. I mean, I liked what they did with the anime to a certain degree, but it didn't have the impact of what I felt with this one. I think the manga did it better. So the way I'm looking at it right now is like, oh, anime, why you had to spoil the manga? And I don't think I've ever had to say that for anything, so yeah. So this chapter, Budo going in like a beast, and again, I gotta say, the manga counterpart of Budo just destroys the anime counterpart, because they gave him everything. He just took blow after blow after blow. Everyone was giving it all, and Budo was going in. So props to Budo for living up to, at the end of the day, they were like, Esdeath is the shit, and Budo was the shit, and Budo was taking them hits. Akame going in on him. I was like, yo, I really like to see Akame go in. And again, it's called Akame got killed, but we don't get much of her. But when we do, she goes in. I will say though that this chapter was definitely trying to big up Tatsumi a lot, make Tatsumi look greater than ever. Because, I mean, he kind of got a little bit in on Budo, and at the same time, he got that major hit on Esdeath, which Esdeath for the most part, I guess it doesn't really count. So yeah, no, looking at it, it doesn't really count to a certain degree, because Esdeath kind of did that in a sense of, because she still cared about him. She let her guard down. She wasn't at her peak, because she really does love this guy. Good old Tatsumi taking advantage of a poor woman's weak heart. Let me stop. Esdeath will fuck that motherfucker up. Let's be real here. And I honestly felt that I really like when this happens, because, and people don't like this because everybody thinks the man is supposed to protect the woman. And to a certain degree, Tatsumi did just that in this chapter. He was protecting his woman and his crew and everything. He did what he had to do. But again, and I think that this is quality writing. I've been saying this about Magi recently with Hakuryu. If you watch, read Magi or whatever, that the character, I used to hate him, and now I love him. And Mine, if you've seen a lot of my anime reviews, I hated Mine. I detested. I said, if anyone needs to fucking die, it's this bitch. But they changed my mind. Like, when the woman is protecting her man, I think that is sexy and cool as shit. Not that I'm saying Mine is sexy, because I still, like, give me Esdeath, anybody over her or whatever, but I really can appreciate a badass girl protecting her man and holding him down like that, and even putting her life on the line like that. So you made me care and respect a character that I detested and wanted to see die. Kudos. And the way she went down, becoming a vegetable, leaves me some hope that she's not completely dead, and one day she will be able to come back to life. So at the very least, things will be a little bit different. Maybe in the end, we can have a happy ending with Tatsumi and Mine together under an apple tree somewhere or something like that. I hope that this is leaving the possibility of her coming back maybe for the final fight or something, since she's a vegetable, but you never know, shit can happen. I mean, at the end of the day, this is manga. So it was sad the way it was, and at the end of the day, when Tatsumi was there talking about, like, how he's by himself now, and, he lost her or whatever, I'm just hoping that someday she will come back. And I think, again, I felt more like it was done properly with the manga than the anime. The anime just was so quick and everything. And, like, this has been built up over a few months worth of chapters or whatever, where it's like, oh, shit, Mine is going in. She came to rescue her man. Shit went down. She gave it all. And Budo went down after her, at the cost of her life, in a sense. So Budo's defeat wasn't, like, pointless either. It wasn't like, oh, fuck that shit. And Esdeath, it made sense. It made logical sense as well that she only got fucked over because of her emotions. Otherwise, she would have killed them all. But again, I can't help but feel like it's not giving me the same satisfaction I would have had I not seen the anime. So for people that seen the Akame got Kill anime, I think you can understand that the suspense is just kind of sucking away at us now that we know that there really isn't suspense regarding the deaths. And then at the end, we got to set up that the army is getting ready to invade the capital. And since we know Akame got Kill is ending very soon, I wouldn't be surprised within 3, maybe 4 more chapters, everything wraps up or whatever. So yeah, we're getting close to the climax. Overall chapter, very good. Sad stuff. Didn't get me as much as I wish it would have because of the anime, but my experience isn't, you know, reflected on the material in any given sense. So I would definitely say it was very good. Maybe 8 to an 8.5. Could have been a little bit more different, I guess, in a sense, because like with mine being in the vegetable state, while I like it, at the same time it doesn't give a definite answer as to what's her fate or whatever. And also, I will say that the emotions that people had was far greater in the manga than the anime regarding Labak. I like the way that Labak kept on being brought up, because at the end of the day, he did fucking die. Like, the agenda actually was like, you know, like, people actually gave a fuck when they mentioned that Labak was dead. Unlike in the anime, it felt like no one gave a shit. So I'm glad that they kept that intact at the very least. That, yeah, Labak passed away recently. You should give a fuck. He was, like, the best character of this damn manga. So yeah, very good stuff. Just black suspense for me. But let me know what you guys thought of this one. Do you think mine is going to come back towards the end out of that vegetable state? Also, how do you feel about Budo's defeat and Esdeath kind of letting her emotions fuck her over in the fight against Tatsumi? I think Tatsumi, they need to power him down, because he's definitely looking like he's just this beast. Yeah, he got poisoned off the barbs or whatever. That was because of that minister pile of shit. Which, by the way, why do they make the king or whatever the fuck he is, the prince, whatever he is, the little fucking kid, look so girly in the manga? In the anime, he just looked like a normal boy, but in the manga, he looks like a trap or something. Why do they do that? And yeah, how did you feel about mine's vegetable state? Again, kind of weary, because if you didn't watch the anime, then I'm sure you were just like over the top over that. But that's all I have for this one. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If you liked anything I had to say or enjoyed the video, drop me a like. I'd greatly appreciate it. And if you haven't subscribed, if you can do so as well, that'd be awesome. I'm ForneverWorld, and as always, people, have an awesome day.